In my previous videos, I've showed you some of the signs that you may be falling further into debt. If you have not been able to access those videos, kindly do so that you can be able to know the very details of the signs that you're falling further into debt. Please remember, we have our email address down here below, so that if you have any questions, any queries on how better to manage your debt, kindly shoot the email so that we can start engaging with you, and also we work with you step by step on how to manage your debt. It's a process and it's not an event. So it's a one-on-one step that I'll guide you, help you on how to have an overview of your debt and how to manage your personal debt. Today, I'm going to mention one more sign that you may be falling further into debt. And more specifically here, I'm talking about the credit card debt. As per the CBK statistics 2018, we have over 350,000 users, customers who are using the credit card here in Kenya. 3 million are eligible to use the card. So we're going to look into ways why people fall into debt with credit cards. And number one major reason why people fall into debt or get into debt with credit cards is the perception they have. A credit card is meant to be used as a payment option. But we have users that we have this mindset that a credit card is a revolving debt, such that you always know that I'll be using the credit card not because I have money in my account, but it's a revolving debt that you're using on a monthly basis. Remember, just like any other loan facility, credit cards also come with it with a huge interest. So number one major thing that is causing a huge rise in credit card debt is, of course, customers using the credit cards as a revolving fund rather than a payment option. In Kenya, the statistics are not very high as compared to the developed countries. We are talking about in America, we are talking about the number is rising to $1 trillion in terms of credit card debt. Now, how do I manage my credit card in terms of how to be careful not to go into debt? Of course, we say that it's a payment option. Now, the items that are used for purchase on credit cards you need to evaluate it and make sure that you're using the card in a responsible way. That the items that you're purchasing are not items just for luxury. The items maybe are very essential, and for you have a plan on how you're going to repay the debt within a day or within a month. Because, as the longer it stays, the higher it goes. Again, on the issue of the limit, you realize that once you become a member or customer, the more you use your card, the higher the limit goes up. Now, there's a downside to that, in such a way that the higher the limit, the more likelihood you will not be able to repay your debt. So you need to be in a position whereby you are managing your limit, not going over and above your limit. But it's expected, or the best advice that can be given is that you must maintain a 30% on your debit card balances, so that in case of default, you have a balance that can take care of the money that is in default. But the real aim of why we are doing this video is to make sure that you have the right perspective, the right knowledge on how to use a credit card. Being responsible. A credit card, like I said, is not meant to be used as a revolving fund, but as a payment option. You learn to separate the two. That when I'm using my credit card, I'm basically using it for as a payment option. That I have plans on how I'm going to repay the loans or the debt if I incur any. So, as I conclude, remember, like I always say, that the best way to manage your debt is to raise your income. Thank you. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Also hit the notification bell so that you can get the latest videos. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Also like our Facebook page. Thank you.